Fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craving something scary.
Hello, Sydney. It's an honor.
Killjoy Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Watch some.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
How you guys doing?
The mods block Killjoy Jake and Fate decided. What are that? They make me sick.
Yeah, they're getting out of control.
Block them now. Mods handle it.
Dang.
This Pedro
Fate decider. Sorry.
Fate decider. But
Wow.
all right, great stream, everyone. See you next time.
Great stream. Great. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. That's all I got.
Yeah, man.
Craven, you can take it from there.
Yeah, well, here we are. It's Friday, another Friday. This is our 34th episode on a Friday. 34th Fridays. Yeah,
Okay.
think about that.
Okay, 34 Fridays. Let's
34
go.
weeks. Yes, sir. Do you have your hand raised, Mr. Fate?
You know what we should get? We should get a clip of that Friday getting down. We should do that. That should be the clip for our Friday streams.
We could do that till we get 1,000 subs. Then we have to stop.
I think we might lose.
Yeah.
Lose subscribers. We just keep doing that.
She actually won. Turned out to be a really good artist. Like what she got away from that stuff, she actually came out with some really good music.
She did a song with like Baby No Money. Did you hear that?
I believe so.
It's like not bad.
I randomly went down like a rabbit hole one day, but then she came out with that other song like a month after the Friday song. And it was actually a pretty good song. It was like her redemption song. It was actually pretty good. It just was like that guy that like was notorious for like using children to make money and monetize them and wrote like terrible songs. Like that was like his whole MO. That's why he doesn't exist anymore. Because people realize like, oh, the guy just finds these kids and makes pop songs and
Yeah, and he put himself in the video. He does the rap in the middle.
It was like I remember it was like a whole thing. I remember like he
Yeah.
went on interviews and stuff trying to like defend himself and stuff. And like they
We are talking about Rebecca Black to the chat,
Yes.
who is so
Yeah, Rebecca
confused
Black.
right
everyone's
now.
like, what? Everyone's like, Friday.
I was in middle school when that came out, and it was everywhere. I mean, it was
It was a
unavoidable.
bop for sure.
It was played it was just one of those like weird things that happened and just hit the cultural whatever just right at the time. Like it was played everywhere. It's just insane.
Yeah.
So I've heard it enough times. I've heard it just enough times in my lifetime.
I think everybody has probably.
I
think so.
Carpenter shirt.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I keep getting comments like, "Where did you get that?" And I got it at Monster Mania, and I don't know where they got it, so I can't really answer the question. You know, I'm just like, I
That's
just
cool,
have this
man.
shirt now. Yeah.
Very cool. Culp says we got 808 subscribers, and the subway car in Scream 6 is 8008. I sense a connection.
Ooh.
It's a reference. Definitely an intentional reference.
Yep,
Thanks for the shout out, Scream 6.
exactly. Thank you guys. Much appreciated.
What do you guys think about that picture? I don't know if I've talked to you about that yet.
Which one?
Oh,
The subway. Yeah, with the subway car and all that's where the set photo was taken. How do we feel about that collectively?
Craven, you want to go first?
Well, gotta be real careful how I say this because I actually have a legit inside source that I can't reveal their identity or anything. They're under NDA and everything. But I've verified that like it's legit. This person is legit. And I'm going to say if it's a he or a she. I'm going to call them a they. They sent me a couple of images after I promised not to reveal their identity and stuff. I'm going to share those on a video tomorrow. But I say, I know you can't say anything, but I'm sure that Nev is probably, I'm actually kind of spoiling what I'm doing the video, but I'm sure that Nev's not in the movie, and I'm getting around to the subway. I'm getting there, and then, anyway, he answered that. I'll say that for the video, but as far as the subway thing, I did say that I loved this shot of the subway car, or train or whatever you call it, and I said, I really hope we get some scenes with Ghostface chasing, maybe, or at least a vicious killing. And their response was, okay, says what I can tell you about that is that because this person worked. I gotta be very careful here. This person was in Mel's, was present in the soundstage, and they said, I can tell you this. You won't be disappointed. That's what they said. And they said that they filmed for days. They drew out days. They filmed for days on the subway set. He said they said, I don't know how much of that's going to make it into the film, but it was several days that they were shooting there, and that's all he said. He says I don't think you'll be disappointed. So just had to throw a little sauce on there. I just got this person reached out to me a couple of days ago, and very long message, and we've been corresponding. So I'm very excited about that little nugget. And
I like nuggets.
I know.
Nothing like a nugget.
Throw a little barbecue sauce on it. Rock it. Buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents for the Subway gents.
Do you have any theories with that? So like multiple days of filming that still could be a chase scene. You know what I mean? That still could just be a chase scene. Maybe they do like a shot early on where you see a character riding the subway, maybe they're just having a conversation.
I think we'll probably get a couple shots of the subway. You know what I mean? I think we'll probably get, like an early establishment shot, and then like maybe
that's
like
what
a
I was
scene
just gonna say
with Sam and everybody, and they're just a dialogue scene on the subway, and then you'll have like, mid film or something like that. You'll have like this chase scene and death like on the subway or on the platform or something like that. That would probably be my guess. But I mean, as soon as we saw that, you knew. I mean, that was your confirmation. You had the Blackmore subway station. You had the all the characters, or not, well, actors and actresses. I don't know if that was like part of like a scene or anything, but you have the people looking at the subway, the maps, and then now you get a shot of all of them in front of a subway. There you go. I mean, like, it's like, yeah. So I'm excited for the subway scene for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be sick. So I've seen a few people speculating, saying that the third act might take place there. I really don't think that. Like, how could you do a whole third act on a subway in public? Like, what's gonna stop? People are gonna get on and interrupt the speech at the end. I don't know. I don't see that happening. But chase scene, fuck yeah, I'm down for a chase scene.
Me too, man.
Yeah, but one thing, because when I did a live stream, I promised Jason. Is he even in the stream yet?
Yes, he is.
Oh, he is. Okay. He even just left a comment. Perfect. You read my mind. See, I didn't forget, Jason. Okay, I didn't forget. He said, what did he say? Let's talk about Winnie the Pooh. Can't wait for. Yeah, I told him that I would bring up the new Winnie the Pooh thing. He was like, because he was in my stream. He was like, I need you to bring it up to the collective. So I was like, I give you my word, I will. He was like, tell him Jason said he wants to hear us talk. So I was like, okay, cool. So that's what I wanted to train. And then we go back to Scream real quick. I just wanted to wait for Jason to be in the stream before I brought it up. So yeah, did you guys see the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey trailer? What did you guys think of it?
I loved it. Like, I am pleasantly surprised. I really was just expecting, like, just guy in a Winnie the Pooh mask runs around, kills people. I didn't know that much about it going into it either. Like, I didn't really do that much research. And I guess I didn't realize that Christopher Robin was going to be such a prominent character, and we were going to have these, like, kind of, for a slasher movie, more complex narratives. But like, we see him teased throughout that entire trailer. So I'm like, oh, he's actually going to be like almost like a Tommy Jarvis to Winnie the fucking Pooh, which is, I don't know. I'm like, I just wasn't expecting more than just a typical slasher movie. It's just going to be crazy, bloody, schlocky kills, and that's it, you know? But I'm like, oh, okay, we might have something a little more here. It looks like they've actually taken their time and given us a good slasher. Maybe something along the lines of like Strangers Pray at Night. Hi, hello, welcome to the stream. Some like I compared it to a lot of the cinematography looks like Strangers Pray at Night or like Terrifier or something like that. So I'm down. Like I'm so interested. So much more invested than I was.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Look, I've said it. I said it on my stream. Like, you got to know what you're getting into with this movie. If you're expecting like an Oscar nominated movie, you're going to be very disappointed. Even the directors have said this is a B-rated movie on every level. Like, they have full-fledged leaned in. Like, look, we wanted to get this out before they made it to where we can't. So we, hurried it along. But look, this is going to be your typical Friday the 13th, boobies and stalker, and that's what this is going to be. It's going to be a bunch of blood, a bunch of boobs, and a bunch of kills. That's what this is going to be. If you go into this movie expecting that, you're going to be what
worked for a whole decade in the 80s.
I'm just thinking if there's boobs in this movie, how fucking off-putting that would be for children's characters. And then like, oh yeah, we have not only gore and blood, but we have nudity. Hell yeah.
Like,
it's just like, that's so funny.
One of their biggest shots for promotion.
No, you're probably right. Like you're probably right.
Else is the girl that's well endowed in the bikini in the hot.
Oh yeah, in the
you're
hot.
Telling
tub.
me they're not gonna like? Come on, everything is pointing aside. Like of the boobies. Look, if there's no boobies, like. It's like I'm not like going to watch.
No, but it's just funny to think about, right? It's just like this is fucking Winnie the Pooh. Like this is never something you'd ever think about with any other Winnie the Pooh movie.
That's why I love it. That's why I want them to like just go full-fledged. Like I want this to just be as over the top as possible. I mean that scene where like the head explodes or whatever, like that is great. Like I'm like this is everything I've ever hoped for. Like I'm like, man, I feel like a whole new woman. I'm like, this is fantastic. Like I cannot wait for this movie. I can't. But you gotta have expected. Like I want people to understand. Like this isn't gonna be something great. But even the director said that he hopes that this will be something that starts like a trend, and then maybe they'll actually do like a real budget film. Or Jake. Maybe we could do our own Winnie the Pooh horror movie. Hey, it's public domain now.
Yeah,
so
we can.
Anybody could do it as long as it's like an original idea. You could. I
could legally make that without having to be like, oh, this is actually owned by somebody else. Which, let me tell you, has been the toughest part of doing our movie right now. So
I'm sure. Yeah. So yeah, as long as it's an original idea, you can use it. Public domain now. So
crazy.
Yeah, we should collab on like a Winnie the Pooh and a Piglet / like independent film.
Let's do separate movies, their origin stories before this one. I would so do that.
Cool.
That would be fantastic.
All day, every day.
I'm telling you, that's a way to pump up, and you can monetize it. So that would be good too.
Oh my god!
Wow,
Craven, how do you feel about all this? You don't seem too excited about Winnie the Pooh killing people.
I'm not really like excited or anything, but I think it'll be fun. I'm gonna watch it. I mean, it's so funny because I just watched for the first time You're Next on Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
and I loved that movie. That is so good, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I actually really want to watch it again really soon. I'm really excited to see it a second watch. But when I saw the Winnie the Pooh trailer, I'm like, oh man, it's like You're Next. Now, not to the quality, but I'm talking about like it's just people in masks. I mean, this is not like a bear; it's a person with with the masks on. So it reminded me like a lower down version of obviously it's not an invasion movie, but I'm saying it was so similar seeing the sheep and the wolf and all the masks from You're Next, the pig, and so. It was like, oh, okay. It's basically like that, just going to be over the top and probably super cheesy and campy, which is great. I love that stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm not expecting Oscar quality, like 10 out of 10 horror movie. No, not at all. But yeah, Yeah, exactly. I'll watch it. I will say though, like I'm still shocked by the trailer. Like I really think some of those shots look good. You know, and which is I just also wasn't expecting. I was kind of expecting sci-fi original movie quality, and I got like, oh, this is actually some good cinematography here and there. Like there's some good little jump scares and stuff in the trailer. I was pleasantly surprised by it. I was like, okay, this could be even better than that. So we'll just have to see.
The acting's gonna be, you know, I mean, even
oh
that,
yeah,
like,
it's gonna be terrible. Yeah.
yeah. Where it's like, if I would have known, I wouldn't have. And he's like, oh no, please don't eat me. Like
I love. Oh my god, at the end, that's so fucking funny. He's like, I'm sorry, I'd have left.
I'm sorry, if I would have known, I would have stayed. Like I was like,
Can I make you some porridge for my life?
I think that's the opening scene, though. I do. I think that's probably what's gonna happen. It's gonna be the opening scene.
His fiance's dead, but I think he lives.
Oh,
I think he
absolutely.
survives.
I loved how like Winnie the Pooh did not play around. Straight jugular, just like immediately. It was like to the point. She's dead for sure, and then he's probably dead, and then it probably picks up, you know, months later.
There was so much of him though. That was my thing. I'm like, Christopher Robin is teased throughout the entire trailer, like side by side with the other stuff. So it makes me think like maybe Christopher Robin like lives through that. You also see him hiding at that one point in the trailer too.
Yeah, but
like he's hiding
I think
underneath
it might be the opening because you have him doing the show around.
Oh, it'll definitely definitely be the opening, but I think he lives through it, I guess is my
I mean
point,
possibly, but like from everything that we gathered in the trailer, at least the way it looked to be is that like you have the opening, you have, you know, him showing her around. She gets butchered. He runs and hides. He's hiding and whatever. They find him. He's cornered with them both closing in and is like, if I would have known, I would have stayed. He probably gets it. And then you pick up to the girls at the cabin or whatever that are like, oh, yeah, we're here. And then, you know, here comes the tops. Like, yay. And then they just immediately get naked, run into the cabin.
Of course. That's every horror movie ever. There you go. Yeah.
That's probably how this is going to go.
All right, Jake. With all of your energy, you can read this. Carrie sent this in.
Craven rocks inspirational speeches, melting our hearts. Jake brings that energy, dabbing his way into our hearts. Fate passionately screams into our faces. What are you doing? Into our hearts, making way into our purple hearts. There you go.
There you go.
Man. I don't
Well
know
done.
about you, but
Carrie.
I went from 6 to midnight for sure. That was, man, that was motivational. I'm pumped. Let's go.
Hey, Jordy. The Burning. Oh, wow. Watching The Burning.
The Burning.
I want to buy that one. They have a really cool The Bernie. They have a really good release of that. I've been wanting to get that.
All right, here we go. Jason's got requests from each of us. I need a high energy Friday. I need a let's go from me, a high energy dab, and a what do you, okay. All right, guys, let's go in rapid fire. You ready? Let's go.
What are you doing? Look at that was perfectly timed. I timed it perfectly to your dab. Let's go.
Perfect.
Let's go. Let's go.
Man.
Never enough.
I just
Never
went from midnight back to 6.
Did you lose it? You lost it already and then just bam, right back,
It's a
just
real
hitting your belly
problem,
button.
Jake.
That's so
Bill
gross.
Sprit.
I can't believe I just said that on a stream. What? All right. Anyway,
Hey, by the way, we should probably say we're missing one of our here in the collective tonight. We haven't even talked about night. As you guys all see,
he's at
we
the
always
gym.
want to acknowledge. Yep, he's at the gym in his tank top, getting those arms built up for the next one. And so he'll be back on Monday. No worries. 3/4 of the collective tonight for you guys, but Knight is here in spirit.
Do you think Knight takes showers with his tank top on? He just always has his tank top on everywhere. I just envision him never taking it off.
I don't know, man. I suspect underneath it there's a lot more of that. I mean, there's a lot more of that, dude.
I was so
it's
shocked.
like sculpture worthy.
I have dreams of just dripping butter or candle wax on that luscious body as it drips.
When I met him for the first time, he wasn't wearing a tank top, and I'm like, I'm kind of disappointed. I was kind of hoping he'd be wearing a tank top, and no, it was a hot day. I'm like, come on.
This was your chance.
Yeah, I know. Didn't get to see the guns in the flesh, unfortunately.
Hey, speaking of night, this kind of got me thinking about this. You guys know what drops next Friday on the 9th, 1 week from today?
What's that?
Cobra Kai season 4.
Ooh.
Yes.
I haven't even seen season 1. So.
I still haven't seen it. I know it's good, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta watch it.
You really need to watch it. Have you seen them? Did you see the original movie?
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen all
Karate
the.
Kid?
Yeah, I've seen all the Karate Kid movies.
Have you seen the video where they break it down?
Right.
Somebody came out with a video like a couple months ago or whatever, where they talked, where like they went in like this full thing, and they were like, technically, he lost because that was an illegal kick, an illegal move, and stuff. And they like break down how he was actually the villain, and this that.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that in my recommended. I don't know if I've ever watched it though.
That's kind of been an
it was
inside
great.
joke for a long time between Ralph Macchio and the actor who plays Johnny Lawrence. I forgot his name right now. Yeah, the tongue-in-cheek thing they do, kind of their shtick. But I'm telling. Well, I won't say anything, but other than watch it, what do you do? I'll give you a what are you doing? What are you doing? If you like the movies, and let me tell you something, it's not cheesy. Like some people were thinking, oh, it's going to be fan service, not really going to be a story. Dude, it's not like that at all. The story's really good writing, and it actually really develops what the movie started in a whole different way. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about it, man. Highly recommend it.
Dude, there's so many shows. Like there's so many. I want to watch all of them. I love Breaking Bad. It's like one of my all-time favorite shows. I've seen one episode of Better Call Saul. and there's like 6 seasons of that now, and I'm like, fuck, man, I just can't keep up. There's so much to watch.
It's impossible. Nice. Hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's getting wild. It's already getting wild.
Wow.
This video is sponsored by Blue Chew. Are you have erectile dysfunction? Cut you down. We're not sponsored by Blue Chew, by the way. We can be. Blue Chew. Hey.
Until we're monetized, we'll take
Blue Chew loves the
we'll take
YouTube channel.
sponsorships.
Love to sponsor YouTube channels. Hey.
Oh, Jason Craven, are you feeling okay? I seem tired or a bit down. I am not down. I am a bit run down. So if you're seeing that, you're picking up on. Yeah, I've been fighting a little something for like the last couple of days. Been under the weather, and I've been, I've not been feeling myself for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days now. So that's what you're picking up, man. I'm just pushing through it, trying to just fighting through as best I can. But I'm not down. I'm just feeling, I think I wore myself out. I think I wore myself down too much, and my immune system said no more.
You pushed it real good.
Yeah, I pushed it real good, and I think that's what I've been fighting a little something here. So anyway, all good. It's all good though, man. I'm all good. Thanks, Jason, and I'm gonna try to sleep most of the day tomorrow so I can be rested for my big stream tomorrow night. It's gonna be insane party stream, but hopefully I'll be feeling a little better than I am right now. To be honest, I'll enjoy it even more. But it's gonna be great no matter what. So
yeah, I hope you're feeling better, man. Get some vitamin C in you. Get some rest.
yeah. I mean, I've literally it's been so bad. Every video I put out, I'll be like working on it, and then all of a sudden I look up and I've fallen asleep in the middle of editing, and I'm like, and I'm like, I have to go back and refix it, and that's seriously like the last 3 days. That's what it's been like. I haven't been able to.
He's gonna upload a video that's just like, "Hey guys, let's go."
Dude, no, trust me, it was so bad. I had
2 hours.
I had recorded a whole thing, and when I went to start editing and syncing up my stuff, and I was like, I had to delete it and just re-record a new track. It was so bad. I was literally starting to dream while I was talking, and I would start saying stuff that made no sense. It was like, and then my voice is just like, and I'll tell you, it's gonna be good when it goes there. and it was bad. It was like, this is anyway. So yeah, I had to erase all that and start over. But
I've been there. I've done it twice. I recorded a video like at like 4 a.m, like because I was just like I want to try to sleep in a little bit, and then I'll listen to the playback, and it'll like maybe it'll start good, and then it'll get to like a minute in, and it's just like incoherent nonsense, or it's just. But like when I recorded it in my head, it sounded good. It sounded fine. But then when I listened to it, it's like, hey guys, welcome to the this, that, and the other, and it's and then you have the and then Sydney, she comes in, and it's like it sounds like I'm like drunk or something. I'm like, I'm gonna have to wake up tomorrow and record this in the morning. this is bad. I'll salvage what I can and then just piece the rest together. Keep trucking,
yeah, man.
There are some days, man. Yeah, you just can't do it. You got to just call it sometimes. But yeah.
Yeah, so I need to do that more often. I keep thinking, I can go, I can get this hammered out.
Yeah, like human beings were we weren't meant to work like every single day. Like it's it's tough. Like you have to make it on YouTube, unless you like blow up with a 1 in a million video. But it's just like
exactly.
It's just hard to do that.
It is, and that's the hard part, isn't it? Because it's like, if you take off a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, and you just rest and you don't, everything slows down. Like your growth stops for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Everything stops. Because if you're not making videos, you're not growing the channel, and if you're not growing the channel, you're not. You're hurting yourself financially too. And so it's all tied together. And so it's like this pressure that you feel. Like, number one, you don't want to disappoint your subscribers and your channel members and everyone who really, is here for our content. So you have that obligation you feel. And then you have the personal side where I need to keep growing the channel. And I need to, I need to hit my financial numbers I hit last month or better. And these are real things. We have to, so that's why we do these things. We're up till these crazy hours, and we push ourselves sometimes way too hard, right? Because of all these things. But
yeah, dude, and it's tough. I like the past 2 or 3 days, I was out with my family doing stuff, and it was just nice to rest. Like I didn't do much, and it was the first time in months that I was just relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
I was chilling. We had someone pass away in the family a couple months ago, and we had to go take care of some stuff. And my dad also wanted to see this crazy concert, so it was just a nice little trip. We just I got to rest up mostly. I didn't really have to do much. But I just wanted to be there, for the fam and all that. But taking 3 days off, I can't remember the last time I did that. I genuinely can't remember the last time I had just 3 days to just do something else other than YouTube or movie stuff. And
it's work. It's work. That's the thing.
It's so fun, and you don't realize it.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing work. It is we're in a blessed position, but it's still work. I work harder now than I ever have in my life.
Same.
I've seriously. I managed a nightclub, and I work harder doing YouTube videos than work managing that nightclub. I've worked for a big company, and it's still it wasn't as hard because it's nonstop. When you're doing that stuff, you have your hours. Yesterday, I was gonna jump on a live stream. I was ready to go. I literally sat at my computer watching the clock tick it down to get ready to go, and then boom, I get a notification that Donovan Mitchell gets traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'm like, that is huge. So I had to
you have to do something about it.
I just postponed the Fate Decided stream to 4 p.m. A random time. I was like, that's 4 hours from now. Let me post that. So I did that, and then immediately jumped into a stream for the As It Stands channel. Did that for an hour, talked about that, and then everyone was like, what does this mean for the Lakers? We want to hear you talk about it for the Lakers. So I was like, okay. So then I had to go jump into a live stream on the Lakers channel. I mean, it was worth it was worth it. I got a bunch of subscribers, I got a bunch of stuff, so it was worth it. But I literally, and then by the time I was done, because I thought like, oh, I'll move it a couple hours from now so I could, do like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of each of these streams and then have a couple hours to kind of like recoup. No, it was already 3:55. So I had to like jump over to Fate Decided, jump into that live stream. It's just great. It's like non-stop. And then, and then you get some Scream news and it's like, all right, like now I gotta, it's just like, it is. I work harder now than I ever did. But it's great. I mean, it's a great position to be in. I'm not complaining. I'm just complaining.
Yeah.
I try never to complain about it because, dude, I used to work 50+ hour weeks as an electrician at fucking 18 years old, and it was awful. Like I will do everything in my power to never have to do that again. So I that's why I'm just like, I am blessed to be here and to be doing all this, like even just to be on this stream with you guys. It's fucking awesome. So I'm like, I'm sometimes when I get exhausted, I'm like, I'm so fucking tired, but like at least I don't have to wake up at 6 a.m., drive an hour to work and do some bullshit I don't want to do. So that's what I think about, it's tough, but it's like, hey, at least you don't have to, do that. So
my problem is I'm inherently lazy. Like
I am too.
I'm not like I work very hard. Like don't get me wrong. I am constantly doing something. But the reason for that is because I know, like, if I take, like, because even, like, my girl, and, like, I've even had people, like, friends, stuff like, they'll be like, why don't you just take a day off? And I'm like, no, because one day becomes 2, becomes 5. Next thing you know, I haven't posted in 2 weeks, and it's, like, starting all over again. It's like, no, I just, I know myself. Once I get that, like, it's like, there it is. Like,
dude, that's how this morning was for me, man. We got back yesterday and I was just kind of chilling. I'm like, this is so nice. And I wake up this morning and I'm like, I have to do a video on like 4 huge things that happened in the past 3 days. And it took me forever to get started this morning. It's so tough. It's so hard to get back in the swing of things. You kind of just have to stay in it. You can't really stop sometimes.
Just like anything else, like school, like when you got like a 3-day weekend and you had to go back to school, it's like, this is the worst thing ever. And then
it's like
or
awful.
Like work when you go to a job, you take some vacation time or something. And
Yeah.
then, I had a coworker that he would take the entire month of February off because we had to use our like the company would make us use our PTO because like they didn't want to get like sued and stuff, things like that, so they would make us. So like just to get it out of the way, he would take the entire month off. I just tell him there's no way if I took an entire month off of work, you would never see me back here again. Like I was like, there's no way. But he did it. Like I worked with the guy for like a couple of years, and every February he'd take the entire month off, and then he'd have like a week or whatever. And they used to give us like a ridiculous amount of PTO, like ridiculous. I would take like I would take like 2 weeks off every like 3 months, and then or every 2 months, and then the last like 3 or 4 months, I would take I would only do 4-day weeks, and I'd still have like PTO like off of it, and we'd have to like just add it to a check or something, or like go home early or whatever, because like they wanted us to take it, which I mean is a good thing, it's pretty much
it is.
But because most companies, they try to do everything they can to get you out of your PTO. So I'm not complaining about it, but like they gave us like it was a lot, like so much so where like as silly as it sounds, but like there is such thing as too much PTO because you're just like I still need to like be productive. Like
when I was working, I worked at Chipotle for a little over a year. And when I like put my 2 weeks in, they're like, oh dude, like we were going to make you a manager. Are you sure? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. Like I would so I still, the guy that runs the place where I used to work, he's like a really good friend of mine. I probably wouldn't have gotten the job otherwise. I'm too goofy. I'm too goofy to work at somewhere like that. That's why I just couldn't be an electrician. No electricians are goofy, unfortunately. But they told me, they're like, I do work hard. So there is that. So they're like, he actually hit me up about 2 weeks ago and he's like, we have a manager position if you still want it. And I'm like,
wow.
Dude, I know. Oh my God, that would be awful. I think, and it's like, it would be good money. I could probably do it, but man, it's just like, I couldn't even, now that I haven't worked since like March, I think my last day at work was like April 2nd or 3rd of this year. I've just been hardcore going crazy with YouTube. I can't even imagine going back at this point. Like, I think it would be awful. Like, I think I would be just a horrible worker now at this point.
Once you work for yourself and you don't have to answer to anybody and you don't have to deal with a bunch of like idiots that, screaming at you over guacamole and shit. Like, it changes everything.
Dude.
It's hard to go back. I worked
through the pandemic, man. It was insane. Like, it was insane.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Like when you have that financial freedom, and then, it's like, do I really want to go back to, it's like, yeah, I can make more money, but it's like, nah, like it's a different chance.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like taking a huge step backwards, even though you might be making more cash, but that's not always what it's about, right? It's like,
Yeah.
the freedom you have, plus the ability just to do what you love. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not
absolutely.
many people, man, that in the world that can say, in your position, Jake, at your age even, that can say, I'm a full-time YouTuber. Like, I actually can sustain myself making videos on YouTube. That's an incredible. I mean, that's awesome. It's an entrepreneur. It's your own business. And
It is.
Yeah,
an accomplishment.
like I said, I try not to complain because I look at some of my friends who are in college and struggling and stuff, and I'm just like, I might be just barely getting by, but at least I am, it's just,
you're making
I
it.
feel I really am lucky. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. It's crazy. So,
Well, it's I also I like the idea, even though I don't. I like the idea of like, if I wake up today and I don't want to do anything, I don't have to, Or if like I wake up
Yeah.
today and I want to just go take the kids to the park and just have a fun family day, I can. I love that. Like I hate like, like, oh, if I like just don't go into work today, I could lose my job. Like, no, YouTube's not going to go anywhere. My channel's not going to go anywhere. I mean, there's YouTubers that take years off and then come back and they're right in the swing of things. You know what I mean? It's like,
I feel so guilty when I don't do something. Like, if I don't do anything
too,
creative, I feel so guilty. Like, I will.
I feel like it was a waste
go
of day.
nuts the next day.
Yeah, I feel like I need to do more. Like
Yep,
if I like
yeah.
if I miss like I post every day on something, but like the other like a week or so ago, hey, how you doing? Like a week or so ago, like I had 2 days where like I didn't post on Fate Decided, and like I felt like the biggest piece of dirt in the world. I was like, you could have found an hour to whatever, you could have figured it out. Like, I was just like, but I had like 10 videos over here, I was doing this at work, we're moving, we're doing all this stuff, but it was just like the thought of like, I post every day, I should stick to that. Like, I don't know, I'm just a creature of habit, I guess.
I am too. Like, the weird thing is, like, if I just like can't muster up a video, like if I just can't do it, there's no news that day, I don't have any theories or whatever, like I go and I watch like one of the Scream movies, one of the Halloween movies, something like that, but I'm not even enjoying it. You know what I mean? Like, I just put it on because I'm like, I have to do something. I have to do a refresher of the movie, and I'll just put it on, I'll watch half of it and I won't enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, I just did it to further my knowledge, to have that refresher, and I'm just like, fuck, and then I end up just wasting a day instead of resting. It's so
I'm not gonna lie,
frustrating.
that's why I like live streams though, is because like if there isn't really a lot of stuff, you could go on and just kind of have the chat carry it for you. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's nice. This is a new thing for me. Like, this year I started live streaming. I never used to do it. Like, I saw you guys doing it, and I'm just like, fuck, why am I not doing this? So yeah, it's just crazy. So it's nice though. It's fun just being able to do like a free form, just talk about whatever the fuck you want. I mean, we have 36 people watching us right now, and we are just bullshitting about YouTube. You know what I mean? It's just like that is such a special thing to me. I mean, it's only 36 people, but it's like, that's cool. You know what I mean? It's just like, holy shit, that's
the
fucking.
fact that
I
even
feel so
one
lucky.
person cares enough to watch us.
that's not like your
pretty
mom
amazing.
or like your sister.
Yeah, exactly. Gather around, kids. We're gonna go on YouTube.
It's like
Old Jake's talking.
here we
Uncle
go.
Jake.
Like,
It's very
it's
true.
nice that strangers actually want to watch you just talk. But we can get back in a conversation.
Yeah,
Views.
sorry.
Hey, they know
use
what
Trump
we do
every-
here, man. This is what we do. That's why we go unscripted for the majority of the time.
Yeah.
And Culp has a question, more behind the scenes stuff. What's more important to a YouTuber, likes or views?
Views are the number one thing. I mean,
Yes.
you could get 1 million views and 1 like, and you're still good. You're actually better. You could get, I mean, obviously, if you get like 100 likes, that means at least 100 people watched it. But yes, views are king. That's your currency. But likes are what helps videos get in front of more people. What helps our videos get more recommended to you. But views are the number one. Like, that's the most important thing.
Understanding why you're getting views is I think the most important thing. Like why you have more impressions on some videos than others. That's something I struggled with at the very beginning starting this off. I thought like, oh, I'm just going to talk about whatever the fuck I want, but it's like there's some things that are just harder hitting topics than other things, and you should be aware of that as a YouTuber, I think.
Yes. And trust me, it's like trying to figure out a Rubik's Cube on steroids. It's like
Yeah.
It really is. And I think we have parts of it figured out. Like maybe we'll get a corner. We're like, oh, dude, I got the corner. I figured this part out. And then,
I got this. Look, 3
yeah.
little red dots. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Audience retention is another really big one too.
Yeah. If you don't have people watching at least like 50, 60, 70% of the video, like you gotta fix that. It's tough too. It's not easy to do.
Yeah, it's not at all. Audience retention is a big thing. My fate decided my audience retention isn't the greatest in the world. My sports channels surprisingly are. My sports channels are anywhere from 40 to 60%, which is pretty good for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but according to Mr. Beast, 80% is how you get viral.
Yeah.
So 80%, if you can get
that's not easy, man.
It's not
That's
easy to do at all.
ridiculous,
It's so hard.
I average like 60%, like 60 to 70. I'm like in that range, and that's tough. Like that's like
amazing,
a lot of
dude.
It's not easy though. You got to do like there's little things you got to be conscious of while you're making a video. You know, you got to be like, oh, hey, this part kind of sucks. This part isn't funny right in the middle. So like I'll implement a joke or something. Like as I'm editing, I'll be like, oh wait, actually, and then I'll just cut it out and then put in something there when I'm like, kind of a low point. And you got to do that with like every video. And when you're posting every single day, it's like, it's hard, it's stressful, man.
Wow.
It's tough.
Well, I'll share a little thing real quick, and we'll get back to horror for the rest of the stream. But, I launched my channel on my first video on September the 4th, which is Sunday. So we're doing the birthday party thing tomorrow night. Well, I've been talking about launching this second channel now for months, like the whole year. I thought about it starting back in December. So I decided today, guys, I haven't even told y'all yet. Today I launched my second channel, God Snacks. It is live. I've got my first video out already. It came out today. And so I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to make content, adding another channel now to work on in addition to everything else. But I'm going to do like 2 videos a week, couple a week. That's going to be it. I think I'm going to keep Craven. Craven is still number 1. And so I've got now God Snacks. I'll do a couple a week, and then the Movie Bros like 1 live stream a week. That's the plan. So anyway, if you guys want to check it out, it may not be for everyone, but that's okay. Come check it out. And if you guys would subscribe and check out my first video, and give it, at least leave a comment, smash the thumbs up, help me get started. I would greatly appreciate it. So I'll just put it here, a link right now in the chat. There it is. That's the channel.
I just hit you up, got you another subscriber. So
thank you, my friend.
Yeah,
I appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to mention that while we're talking about, channels and growth. And
I just watched your channel trailer, 12-second channel trailer.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Nice.
We'll see what happens, man. Like I say, I thought, hey, I launched Craven on September the 4th. That turned out pretty good for a year later. So I'm gonna do the same weekend. My wife says you should just wait till the 4th. I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait. Part of me thought about it, trust me, but I'm like, no, let me do the 2nd, so that way I can have 2 birthday parties next year.
Oh, you did the logo that I was telling you about.
Yes, thank you, Faye, for the inspiration of that. That logo was an inspiration from Fate about the guy, the animated figure holding the bag of what looks like a chip bag, but the bag, I know it's hard to see on there because it's really small, but the writing at the top says God Snacks. It's got a Bible in the middle, and at the bottom it says the Bible in small bites. That's my tagline, and then he's he's pouring the chips, but the chips are little tiny Bibles. They're like like miniature Bibles falling into his mouth. And every video I do is going to be under 10 minutes. That's why I call it small bites. They're all going to be short, not going to be long. But we're just going to be like, it's got to be under 10 minutes. And hopefully you don't in 5 minutes, but we'll see. But that's why it's the small bites thing. And yeah, thank you, Fate.
You got views. You got 34 subscribers now. So 4 people in the stream just subscribed.
Oh, thank you guys.
And then you got 35 views on one video and 36 views on another. It's a great start.
That is a great start, man. We're just haven't even been 12 hours yet. So thank you guys.
And happy almost 1 year too, man. Yeah. Like it's a big deal. Seriously.
I'm so excited, man. Tomorrow night I've got a list, and of course you guys are gonna all be there. I know Jake, you may not be able to stay a long time, but I'm gonna be sending you the links and stuff. And Fate, I'm gonna send it to you too. And I've pretty much got the guest list lined up for tomorrow night for the party. And so when it hits midnight, my time, it'll be the anniversary.
Nice.
So
heck yeah. When are you going live? So like 10 o'clock your time?
Yeah, 9:30 my time is when I actually start.
Okay.
And I have one spot open that I've left for each hour because I didn't know when you could come and when Fate could come as well. So I've got it booked full minus one slot. I got 9 slots full each hour. But anytime you can make it, whenever you're convenient.
I will. Yeah, no, I will absolutely pop in at some point. I will do my best.
Yeah. I'll get some in there at some point too.
Okay. I can't even I can't really go into it, but I just have something insane happening tomorrow, which is so weird. But yeah, I'm just a busy guy. Just a busy guy this year.
Oh, I understand, guys.
But I will do my absolute best to come in there, say hello, give you a little congratulatory.
Jake, look, man, if you can't make it, I'm not gonna. I understand, buddy. I know. I know that. I know you and you. We're good, man. We're good. But if you can't make it, of course, it'd be awesome. Yeah.
Hell yeah, sounds good. Good.
Jason says, "Yes, sir. I will." Jason, I promise you, I'm going to make myself sleep at a decent hour tonight, and try to even take a nap. I'm not really a napper. Are you guys nappers? Can you nap?
No, because if I nap, I am up all night, and it's usually not good. Like even if I nap for like 10 minutes, like I can't. Like
So this is Fate. I'm the same way. Good. Keep subbing. But Fate, I'm the same way, and I know how weird this is gonna sound, but I meditate now, which is like what? How do you start doing that? I literally just did it one day. Like you just sit there, you close your eyes, and you just kind of like let your mind go wild. I just do it for 10 minutes whenever I'm really tired, and I feel amazing afterwards. Like I know it's like, okay, Jake, you're sounding kind of crazy there, but like no, it works. I don't know, it's weird, man. It's what I do. Yeah.
All right, man. That may be something, there's different things that. Here's the problem too, man. Like a lot of times, I'll look at this darn light box. Everything's dark. Then I fire up this torch, and it's like your body's like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be going to sleep, but they got the light in your face, so your body wakes up, and it's like, I don't think it helps to go to sleep. I'm talking about like me doing this. I don't think that helps.
Yeah. No, the light on your phone or whatever, like it prevents your body from producing melatonin, which keeps you up later. So you're supposed to not look at your phone for like half an hour before you want to go to sleep, like or like a TV, like anything. Like, and it's so annoying because I love falling asleep to like a horror movie or something, which I know sounds so fucked up, but like I always like to put something on and then pass out to it, and it's actually tougher to sleep to that than anything. So yeah,
you're better off with an audio if you need like an audio podcast where there's no visuals. This is pitch black.
Yep.
The thing is, you got to find the right voice. Like I had this guy I used to listen to, really amazing theologian, right? Brilliant. But his voice was it never changed tone. And it was like
right
and when we understand the power of the soteriology and the ecclesiology, because systematic theology is all these big words. And he's just, man, and I would go like, and the information's great, but it was like hypnotizing me, dude. And I won't lie to you. I used to sometimes load his podcast up at night to go to sleep. I would just to hear his voice.
Some of those creepypasta narrators have like great voices.
Oh my god, I love listening to some of those. I'll sneak around on some of like the smaller channels, and I'll just like hit some of those and just listen to them, pass out sometimes.
Yeah.
That shit's great. Yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah.
Spooky stuff is comforting to me. Like I
It
know
is.
for
I
some
like
people
it
they're
too.
like I can't. Yeah, like I can't sleep at. Like some people are like I can't sleep after listening to about how children just got murdered or something. But it's just like I just can pass out to that. It's fucked up. I know, like it's really fucked up. But yeah.
Hey man, you got to find what works for you.
No matter how fucked up you are,
we all
there's
have
always
things.
Basically,
There's someone out
everyone's
there.
entitled to
for everyone.
sleep. Memo Boy's asking us about if we've seen the Pretty Little Liars Original Sin on HBO Max. Max, he just finished it. I am hooked. So good. Many screen references and other horror movie references. So I got an opinion. But what do you guys? Have you guys seen it though, or not?
I still haven't seen the last 2 episodes.
2?
I'm-
Okay.
Yeah, because I think there's eight episodes. I finished episode 6, so I haven't seen the last 2 episodes yet. Like I said, I was in a move. I just didn't have time. I wanted to finish it, but I plan on finishing it soon. So
Okay. Jake, have you seen it or no?
I watched the first 3 episodes. It's definitely better than most like teen drama horror shows, but I don't know, man. It's just like the third like nothing happens in the third episode. Like episode 1 and 2 is pretty good, but 3 is just the characters talking and that is it. And I'm just like, man, I need a little more than that in an episode. But yeah, I don't know.
All the episodes are like that though. Like all the episodes are like, I mean, like it's a
But
solid
like 1 and
show,
2 have
but
really
it's-
eventful moments,
Yeah,
like the
eventful
Carrie
moments,
thing
yeah.
in 2,
Yeah.
which I won't spoil, is
Yeah.
nice. 3 is like quite literally just people talking, and it's just like
Most
okay,
of them are.
like,
from that
but that's the
point
thing.
forward.
It's like 90% of them is
that's
like
what I've heard.
it's like 90% like dialogue. Like if they just added a couple like scenes in each episode, even if it's nothing like crazy, somebody getting killed or that, but just some like high intense moments,
I agree.
like
yeah.
then I think it would make it so much better. It's just like you have this dialogue, you have this story, and then it's like then there's a death, and then it's the next episode. It just repeats the process every episode, at least the first 6 episodes.
Yeah.
I think some people are a little too confident in the characters they write.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've seen this a lot in different writing where it's like people are like, yeah, I can totally just have a conversation with characters and that's enough. Like I need something. Like maybe if like a dude runs in and he's like covered in blood or something. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, now let's have a conversation about that. Cool. But like, I don't know. I need like a little more than just people talking for, 50 minutes about stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I finished it last week and I think it's not terrible, but I think it's a middle of the road. Like I put it like a 5 stars out of 10, like maybe a 5, 4.5. Because my biggest problem with the movie, or not the movie, but like the show rather, was that it was the anemic amount of kills in the show, and also it was honestly for me. I'm not going to ruin anything, but all of the surprises, supposed to be surprises and unveilings and stuff, I had figured almost everyone out way ahead of time, like episodes early. Like, oh, that's that, that's that, and every one of them just like came true, every single. So it was like it could have been a more intricate story, make it more of a mystery, harder to figure out, and I just found it to be way too predictable and way too much dialogue. Like it's way too much of a soap opera.
I had someone tell me that another reason why I stopped watching it is someone was like, if you don't like, and I genuinely don't know how the show ends. Like I've never looked at, I have not looked it up. It's just someone who they will stay anonymous, just messaged me and was like, oh, you don't like Scream 2? Yeah, you won't like the ending of that. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but they told me if you don't like
mother.
Yeah, I'm like, is it like somebody's mom or something that's the killer? Like I'm trying to figure out what, like I really don't know. So I'm so sorry if this is like, if someone's hearing this and they're like, I've seen the whole show and you're spoiling it right now, but that's all I know. I don't know. Someone told me that. So I don't know how that relates to the ending, but yeah.
I've seen, I mean, look, obviously, like I said, I haven't finished it either, but if you watched even like a handful of episodes, it looks like it's going that direction, with the killer, like from what you see from the killer, looks.
I've already been like speculating. Yeah, like
it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious who it is. But what I've seen from like people that I've talked to about like Pretty Little Liars, the original sin, all that stuff, the people that seem to not really like it are the people like myself who have never seen Pretty Little Liars.
I've heard that too.
Everyone I know that's watched the show, they're like, that's like the first thing they ask me, like, "Oh, have you watched Pretty Little Liars?" And I'm like, "No, I've never seen that show a day in my life." Like, it's not like anything against it. Like, I know people that love it. I just never have taken the time to actually watch it or get into it. And they're like, "That's why you don't like it," because like it's basically that show.
Yes.
Just they added a kill. They added a kill.
Okay.
So and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So
true. Don't get me wrong, like there's things I love about it. Like there are things I absolutely loved about it. They actually, did meta horror commentary better than the new Scream film. Like instead of commenting on the Star Wars franchise, which I was like, I can't believe this show that has way lower of a budget than the new Scream film is doing that better. So I immediately loved that aspect of it. Thought that was really cool. I actually do really like a lot of the characters, but by episode 3, a couple of them get like they're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like every little bit of like information you get about them, they don't add anything new to some of the side characters, and it's just like they're just staying exactly right here through all 3 episodes. Like it was like, oh, it was fun meeting them at first, but then you get the same thing in episode 2 from some of the characters. You get the exact same thing in episode 3 from all the characters, and then it's just like, okay, like the main character's good, she's awesome. I loved the Randy character, who I can't remember her name at first.
Yeah.
She was great at first, and then by episode 3, she's just doing the exact same thing. Like it's just horror movie reference every 2 seconds, and I'm like, I need a little more. Like Randy gave a little bit more as that movie progressed. He goes on that really passionate speech about everybody's a suspect, and then it gets even crazier when he gets to the party. It's building. You got to build with characters. If you just keep them right here, I'm gonna lose interest. Like so. I don't know.
And she says like the same reference like every time too.
I turned the show off when she's like, this is just like Pet Sematary. And then like the conversation goes on a little longer and she's like, see, Pet Sematary. I turned it off. I was like, I'm sorry, that's awful writing. Like you could have done something else there, man. But I don't hate it though. I'm sorry. That was a little harsh saying awful writing, but yeah.
It was is it though? I mean, I suffered through some of those Pretty Little Liars series. My niece used to, so we would watch it together, and I came in like season 3 or 4 or wasn't we? And we rewrote it out together. And then I will say this version is better than the last 3 or 4 seasons of the original Pretty Little Liars. I'll give them that. But to me, it just wasn't good enough, and I love the references, a couple of Wes Craven references. Last
Very
House
promising.
on the Left was called out. Yeah. There was some cool stuff in there.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
There was just not nearly enough tension, the suspense. There was not. You gotta have, and I have to say this. I'm all for a good dream sequence, but if we're up to about 10, I'm like, I'm over it, dude. If I see somebody wake up, I'm like, I can't. I'm just
like,
no.
How many times are you gonna keep doing this? Yeah.
Yes, just don't go to the well that many times.
Yeah.
I just watched Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and that entire movie is dream sequences. Like, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I rewatched pretty much the original Rob Zombie movie and that one back to back. Pretty much. And I cannot believe that I used to hate Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 way more than the first one. I think 2 is superior in every way to the first Rob Zombie Halloween movie. Like, in every way. I'm like, it's still not a great movie. Like, it's still not. I'll be honest. It still has a lot of faults, but the characters are written so much better. I mean, like a million times better. In the first Rob Zombie movie, everyone's just a jerk to each other. What's up, Joe? How's it going?
Joe?
What's up?
What's up, Joe?
I fall asleep to the Night Watch Zone. That's great.
And I fall asleep next to Zoe. So it's perfect.
Oh, no.
But yeah, no, like, I don't know, man. The characters are written so much better. They're actually likable, which is nice. Like, Brad Dourif has this nice little moment. Like, they're still, Rob Zombie hellbillies and all that, but they got these nice little character moments. And I'm like, I actually care. And then some of them die. And then I'm like, oh, no, I'm actually sad now. So, I don't know. In my opinion, 2 is in every way better than the first one. But it's still weird. It's still very weird, but I enjoy it. I'm like, okay, this is actually not bad. But yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna say real quick, and then we could change the subject if you guys want. But I was gonna say, Pretty Little Liars: Original Sin feels like what I thought, or what I Know What You Did Last Summer should have been, the TV series. That's kind of how this feels to me. Like the I Know What You Did Last Summer TV series was god awful. That
Terrible.
series was trash. But this Pretty Little Liars: Original Sin kind of seems like that, just better. Not like
I agree. It's definitely better than that. Because I turned I Know What You Did Last Summer off after one episode. I'm like, they just copy and
Dude, I
pasted
grinded
Euphoria,
through that whole
and
thing. It was terrible. Yeah,
I
it's
forced
great.
myself to finish that series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I was like, this is terrible. Like you don't even like get to the killer until like episode like 7 or whatever. And there's only like 8 episodes. Yeah. Like the whole thing. Like you have no like it was just all over the place. It made no sense. It was like woke just to be woke, and it just but like it didn't fit the story.
It was
and it was like you just
forced
had
in.
all these it was just like overly forced, and like like. And not in a good way. I mean, there's some movies where it's like, okay, this was still a good movie, but the wokeness was first. No, this was like, it was just there. I don't know what the whole idea or like direction. I don't know what they were trying to do.
it's
Like,
just they marketed it like it was going to be a new Euphoria. It tried to be copy everything from that. I don't know. I see Extron put a comment in there about Pretty Little Liars being better than MTV's Scream, and I just strongly disagree with that. I actually think that
Scream was actually really good.
No.
MTV
Come
Scream is
on
actually
now.
really
Let's not
those
get
first two
crazy.
seasons. Yeah, those first two seasons of that
Yeah,
show
they're
are
great.
really solid, man.
I'm
I really
rewatching
enjoyed
the
those.
first Jake. I'm rewatching the first season right now.
Oh yeah, I got to
And-
do a rewatch on that.
Yeah, I'm enjoying. It did a good job developing characters, and
Yes,
know?
that is so important when it
Yeah.
comes to Scream, and some of the characters are great in that show.
they are.
Well, they
real
also
quick.
did a great job with the Randy character too.
Yes,
Noah.
Noah.
Yes.
Noah. They made Noah like his own character that was really great, really well done. Because like we've seen it, like you get those Randy characters, and it's like always the same type of character. Like he had his own like flair, his own flavor. Like you felt for him, you connected to him.
Yeah.
When it's been long enough now, when his girlfriend dies, you felt that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
And
like,
the
yeah,
kills, like the
Kills
almost
are amazing.
across the board in seasons 1 and 2, the kills are
they're
phenomenal.
the best in the
I'm like-
franchise. They're the best in the franchise. In my
Yeah, I'm like I watched when I watched it for the first time. I did a review on it like I want to say like a year and a half ago or something. I was blown away by the kills the most. I'm like, I can't believe this show had more balls than some of the movies. I'm like, okay, let's go.
And
But yeah,
let me
no,
tell you,
it's
Jake,
cool.
HBO Max, they could have gotten away with some serious intensity
Yeah,
in
they
this
could.
pre-LL
Right.
show. They could have
Right.
had kills that were like, I mean, that MTV show on cable, just regular cable, had more intense kills than an HBO Max show.
Yeah. And you need that in shows like that. Like I really think that Slasher show, there's a show that's just called Slasher. It's in like the
yes.
same vein as all this.
Yeah.
I
them
don't love it. I'm going to be honest, I don't love it, but I love the kills. Like I only watched season
yeah.
2 cuz I was intrigued by the snowy setting, but
Yeah.
every episode was kind of set up the same. It would be like there'd be these cool character moments, and I just didn't love the characters in that season. Sorry. I know some people love Slasher. It's like their favorite thing. Didn't love the characters, but the kills in every episode were fucking amazing. Like, I mean, just across the board, great. And that's what kept me watching the whole season. I think it has the dumbest ending of a show I've ever seen in my entire life, that second season. But besides them not sticking the landing with that, the kills were phenomenal throughout, I think. So, I don't
You
know.
need to watch the other three, Jake, because they're all it's an anthology. Every
Yeah,
season's a
they're all
whole
different.
new.
That's why I
Everything.
skipped to season 2, because I was just, it
Yeah.
was the one that, I think seasons 1 through 3 were out when I clicked on it at first, and 2 was the one that intrigued me the most. But man, the kills, like I said, the kills were great. There's this part where a kid, like one of the kids gets like frostbite, and he's like shaking in front of the fire, and it's just a really well performed scene. I'm like, this is terrifying. Holy fuck. This is awesome. I still remember that, like it was really suspenseful every episode, but you had those moments where the characters were talking, and I'm sorry, like, I know you just had a comment on the screen. I'm still flapping my gums,
That's
but
all right. I can bring it back up.
that saved a really what would have otherwise been a really bad show. Is that they had these really great performances. They still had those character moments throughout, but great fucking kills, like just really well executed kills. You need that in a show where you're not super confident on the writing or the characters, or maybe you just don't have enough time to produce better characters. Like this, a million things happen behind the scenes we don't know about. So like if that's the case, fall back on some of these like really easy to do things, like have really creative kills. Like it's not that crazy to come up with some insane kill that you can do in, just something like that. I don't know. In my opinion.
You should see season 3, because a lot of people, I always get comments of people that are like, Scream should do what they did in season 3. Like, I don't want to ruin season 3 for you.
Yeah,
but yeah, I get comments a lot whenever I talk about Slasher, and they're like, Scream should do what season 3 did.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's set in like more of an urban apartment building setting. Yeah. It's a different vibe. And
that season also feels like it's like a different show than all the other seasons.
Yeah.
Ooh,
like season 3 seems like it's just so much like it's just so much different than the other. Like season 1 is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's obvious from the jump. It's like, you're like, okay, like it's a good season, but you kind of know where it's going. Season 2 is, you saw season 2, so you know how that went. Season 3 just felt from like the beginning like it was just kind of, they did a better job with the whodunit element, the whodunit aspect.
Okay.
You're kind of trying to figure out there's like real reasons for like 10 different characters that all make sense. Like it's not like, when you watch a slasher, you're like, okay, like they all kind of have motive, but like it's really only these like 3 people that really have no, like there's like a legit and they like intertwine and make it all make sense and add it together, and they have like these flashback moments that tie in to make it piece together, and you're like, that would make sense why he would be the killer. And then and like that's what is the missed opportunity with a lot of these shows. Like they have this time to develop a great mystery or set up these great characters, but sometimes they just don't. Like Pretty Little Liars, it's like I said, it's flatline the entire, like from what I saw, at least for the first 3 episodes. This is your characters, this is where they go. Maybe the main character has a little bit of motion because she has everything that goes on with like Karen and all that. Like I said, I haven't seen the whole show, so maybe it gets like amazing in like episode 4, but with shows like this, though, I'm like, man, you have an opportunity to build some crazy good relationships between characters. And if that's your thing, if you want to see like characters like have these love relationships while there's a horror theme going on, that's what these shows do best. You just have so much time to do that. I don't know why a lot of these shows don't. They just don't do it. They forget to do it, and it's so unfortunate. I think these shows could be fucking amazing, but they're sometimes they just fall a little flat for me. But I really think that I really like, to me, the cream of the crop here is Scream season 2. Like season 2 is fucking like really well done. It's like an easy 8, maybe 9 out of 10 for me. And the more I think about it, the more I like it. So that's kind of why I want to go back and watch it. That's Rob Zombie too. Same thing. It still pisses me off that we do not have a conclusion to the Brandon James story.
Maybe one day. I think the showrunners had like an interview about that at one point.
Yeah, they spilled the beans on what they were going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and based on the ending that they gave, I'm actually kind of glad it's ambiguous, because then I can make my own ending up. I wasn't a fan of the ending they were going to do, and they shared about. I was really surprised.
So wasn't it that they were going to like connect it to the movie timeline or something like that somehow?
Well,
I can't remember. It's been so long since I read that.
What I remember was they were going to basically the whole thing was a dream. Like these actors were going to like wake up on set, and like. That it ticked me off kind of reading it, because I hate when we do the dream thing like that, and that was what I remember from it, was like it was all going to be not real, and I have to go back and read it again.
I don't know where
you guys out there may remember.
I don't know where you read that, because I know. So I know that they had an outline for what they wanted to do for the original season 3, but they ended up scrapping it, and they were going to continue the Brandon James story, explain who. I don't know if I should say. Well, I mean, it's been long enough, right? Like who killed Kieran, stuff like that, and then it was supposed to tie the story into like the thing. The dad was supposed to be involved. That's why you see the dad at the end, and he's standing over the grave or whatever. And he was supposed to be like the the Brandon James. Like he wanted to. I think it was to kill off all the connections or whatever. They did. They did talk about. There was a rumor like a year ago that they were going to revive the series and tie it into Scream. Somehow they were going to try to incorporate it.
That's
and
like
then,
the one thing I can remember from
yeah.
it. I can't remember.
And then
how.
when the rights got secured for the series, they want to. They're either going to do. They're not going to. Based on what was said, they're not going to continue the Brandon James story. Either A, it's going to be what they want to do is they want to make it a series that connects to the films, like Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you ever saw Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where it's its own thing, but like it explains a lot of like plot holes and stuff and the aftermaths and things like that. So it wasn't going to have any of like the main characters outside of like maybe cameos, but it would be basically like a farm for characters for the movies. So like they build all these characters, you'd have all these interactions, be separate storylines, separate subplots, stuff like that, and then it'd go into the actual movie.
Oh,
that could be
cool.
That could be cool. So is it they either want to do that or they want to just have it be its own thing. Just start something fresh. That'll be its own thing. I've said I'd like it to be like go the slasher route and make it an anthology series. I think that could be really cool with Scream. But it sounds like they want to make it like a continuous story. Like, so you'd have the movies, which are the grand things, and then you have their own stories, but it would still be Ghostface, all that stuff. It wouldn't be like a Brandon James story. So.
But that would be awesome to do an anthology series too. Like, because then you could tell a new story every single time with new characters, different location. Maybe they're connected. Maybe it's like another twist in like season 3 or something. It's all connected.
It's nice.
It's nice. I don't know. Just some. Yeah. Just spitballing here.
Yeah, so I pulled up the article, and this is what I was talking about. It was not a dream sequence. I was totally off on that. But I remember what I didn't like about it. So they said they originally picked this Silence of the Lambs thing. Someone was doing the killings at Kieran's bidding, and the only person he would tell what was going on to was Emma. So she came in, and they had to sit face to face. Meanwhile, people are being killed, so they're in a race against time to stop this from happening, all the while she's sitting with him. And it said the season would have culminated in Kieran breaking out of jail and being killed by Emma, only for the cameras to pull back. This is the part I hated, and reveal that it's merely a TV production, injecting that sense of meta-textual commentary. And then Amadeus, who played Kieran, would then walk into his dressing room as himself, only to then get killed. And season 4 would have continued with the meta approach, and someone in an original Ghostface mask, targeting individuals involved in the entire franchise, including the cast and crews of the TV show and the films, and uniting the entire franchise together. That was
they wanted to go Wes's Nightmare. That had to have been the original idea then, because season 2 ended. Season 2 ended nothing like that. I mean, Gary gets killed. You see the dad standing over. So yeah, what I read must have been like what the plan was after they finished it. So that makes sense.
And doesn't that kind of render the entire story useless at that point?
Yeah,
so like none of that mattered.
It was what I'm saying. It was all a TV production. It wasn't real.
Now, I would be down for a show where it's just like a brand new thing that's like new Nightmare approach. They're working on a stab series or something like that. Like it's a bunch of people doing that. Like they're working on a stab series. They're doing it. Maybe they don't like each other. There's certain relationships between characters, and you're like, oh, maybe one of them's. And then like one of them actually dies on set, like as they're filming it, and the director's trying to keep it together. It's like, oh my god, what the fuck, I'd be down for that.
3.
Yeah, no, it's like New Nightmare and Scream 3 had a baby and it's a TV show for sure. Yeah, but I'd watch that like any day. I would check that out for sure.
Mr. Rick, what's up, Mr. Rick in the chat? Said I hope the rumors are true that Paramount Plus bought Scream 1 and 2 seasons and are planning to do a 3. As a rumor, they haven't heard of it in a little while now, but a few months ago there were rumors.
Yeah. So all of the like a month ago, the actress that plays the main actress, can't remember her name off the top of my head, but anyway, the main girl, she said she was in an interview and they asked her about it, and she said They haven't even reached out to her. They haven't reached out to anyone because there were rumors that it was going to happen because like 3 or 4 of the cast members were in LA together, and they were like hanging out, and so like it sparked all the rumors of like, oh, all these they're bringing back Scream because it was like right around the rumor time. There was like a picture of them at like the beach or whatever, and one of the guys had like the dog and all that stuff. But then they came out and said no, they just happened just by happenstance. They were just in the same area, so they hadn't seen each other since they were on set, so they just went to go meet up and hang out together. That's all it was. It had nothing to do with that. 3 of the people that play the roles, they've all said no. Like they haven't even reached out to him. So the plan is, like I said, the last like studio information was that they're either going to do a tie-in like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. into the movies, or it's going to be its own thing. They're not going to do the Brandon James story anymore. So, which sucks. But anyway.
Well, guys, we're going to wrap it here real quick. Rapid fire versus like under 20 seconds. Ready? What do we think about a crossover of the TV series and the current films for Scream? Under 20 seconds, Jake.
Yes, I think that could be really cool. And if they have to do it with a point to make characters like develop them already, throw them into the film for that reason was what I would say. Maybe don't reveal a killer either.
Yes.
Yes.
Fate.
Yeah. If they, that's kind of the idea. Like I said, have like tie-ins, show movies. If they can do it and they can do it in a correct way, let's do it. I'm with it.
I agree. All of the above. And then Denisha says, I wish I could send a super chat. Can't wait for Cobra Kai September 9th. Denisha, I am excited. I actually mentioned it earlier in the stream if you're just coming in late. But yes, and we wish you could send a super chat too. Trust me.
You know what we could do real
What's
quick? Because she's not the only person that's asked for that. What if we set up like a Cash App or something?
Or a Patreon.
Or Venmo, just for right now.
Yeah.
Until we actually get monetized. That's something we could do.
That is something we
Cash
totally
App,
could do.
Patreon
I haven't thought
or
about
something.
that.
In the meantime, and just throw it up, and if people want to, donate, they can donate. If they don't, they don't. I mean, at least until we get to 1,000 in the super chat, so we could do that. I don't know why we haven't done that yet either.
I can't believe we haven't. I know. None of us have even thought of this all these months.
Yeah. Thank you, Denisha, for being the child to
Thank you.
that idea. Thank you, Denisha.
We are going to make a way for you to do that. That's right. Thank you so much. So we'll talk offline about that, guys. We need to get let's get that set up maybe for next week. That'd be great. Yeah. All right, everyone. Listen, we're going to sign off. Jake's got a stream to get to. You guys need to go over and join him at his stream. And really quickly, tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m., I have my 1-year channel birthday party live stream. Tons of guests. We're going to have games to play. It's going to be a great time. So I have it set up on my channel. Go over there, hit the reminder button, and I hope to see you all there. And Fate, real quick, anything tonight? Or
no, nothing. I did my live stream earlier. Live streams every day at either 12 or 1. I've gone 4 days straight now. Trying to get back to it. Now that I'm secure and stable, I can start doing live streams again. So
let's not jump to conclusions.
Yeah, let's slow our roll there a little bit. Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, so
Just
12
kidding.
12 or 1. I try to do 12 as close to 12 as possible, unless some breaking news happens that I have to do something else. But 12 o'clock my time, so that's 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And the reason I'm doing it at those times is because that's usually when these guys aren't doing it. So that way I'm not interfering with their already established schedules. So,
all right. And real quick, yes, Joe, I've already got you on the list, my friend. So I'll be messaging you after this stream. All right, everyone. Listen, we'll see you on Monday, 4:30 p.m. Central Time. And all 4 of us should be back together, knock on wood. And until then, have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you on Jake's channel, see you on my channel, and we'll always see you on Fate's channel too. Bye, guys. Take care.
peace.